Hello everyone. We were discussing about grinding machines and previously we have discussed about centerless type grinders or centerless type grinder for external surfaces. In this section we are going to discuss internal grinders. So let's get started. Internal grinders. Internal grinders are used to finish straight, tapered or formed holes to correct their size and shape and to achieve required finish. We can see the internal grinding operation is performed on hole. So this process is somehow similar to boring. We have already studied about boring. Most of internal grinders are horizontal type, and depending on principle of grinding the hole, internal grinders are classified in three types. First one is chucking grinder, second one is planetary grinder, third is centerless internal grinder. The operation of internal grinding can be simply understood by this diagram. Here this is workpiece which is rotated here counterclockwise. This workpiece is having a hole which is to be ground. We have a grinding wheel that is rotated in opposite direction of this workpiece. Here we can see that the size of grinding wheel is very small. So to achieve greater surface speed, this grinding wheel must be rotated at very high speeds. How the grinding operation is performed? The internal grinders are of these types, and chucking grinders can be understood simply as that there is a chuck in which the workpiece is held and rotated, while on the grinding wheel head there is grinding wheel. The internal grinding operation on chucking grinder can be done in different ways, like the work can be given traverse feed or the tool can be given traverse feed. In-feed or depth of cut is given by giving transverse motion to the grinding wheel head. And the planetary grinder can be understood such that there is a reciprocating table on which the workpiece is clamped, and this workpiece is not revolved, and the grinding wheel is given rotary motion as well as traverse feed motion. Along with these motion, this grinding wheel also rotate along the hole. So along with the rotational motion of grinding wheel about its axis, there is planetary motion of this grinding wheel. So this type of grinding machine is known as planetary grinder. This machine is primarily used to grind large or awkward workpiece that cannot be conveniently rotated by a chuck, as we have seen in chucking grinder. And to understand centerless internal grinder, we can see these diagrams. The centerless internal grinding is somehow similar to centerless grinding, that is for external surfaces, but there is certain different arrangement. Here the workpiece is supported by three rolls. That first one is free control wheel or regulating wheel, another one is pressure roll, and third one is free support roll. Regulating wheel, as we have previously studied, it is used to rotate the workpiece with same speed as it has. Pressure roll is also given rotary motion and it can move in or out to give space for loading and unloading of the workpiece. And the support roll is simply to provide support for workpiece. The pressure roll also helps to keep the workpiece in contact with regulating wheel and grinding. Here all three, free support roll, pressure roll and regulating wheel, rotate in the same directions. Here these are rotating in clockwise direction and the workpiece rotate in opposite direction of that regulating wheel. And the grinding wheel, which has separate driving arrangement, is rotated in the same direction that of regulating wheel. But this grinding wheel remains in its fixed position. Here we can also observe that the center of workpiece is slightly above the center of grinding wheel and regulating wheel. When we talk about work speed and wheel speed in internal grinder, The surface speed of work is 20 to 60 meter per minute, while the surface speed of grinding wheel is as same as that was in cylindrical grinder, or we can say it is of order 1200 to 2000 meter per minute.